Welcome back out to the collapsing corner store project, where most of the collapse is now gone. Last time we cut out almost all of the remaining second floor, except for the orphaned stairs. We'll get to these eventually. But today we're going to get started rebuilding the walls and putting up more floor joists like back there. So currently, our new load-bearing wall ends right there. We need that out here also. So we'll just keep extending that along each wall, and we'll start putting joists on top. Pretty easy on this side. We just got one door to go around. That side, we got some windows, some doors, some other stuff. But once we take care of that, we can address whatever is going to happen to get this stair resupported and lifted back to a higher level. So here's our starting point right here. We'll get that door measured out onto a top and bottom plate and start putting walls together. It never fails. There is somehow always more demolition work. That, I think, was put up with probably a suspended ceiling or something, because you can see they dropped the height of the original ceiling, so a little bit of remnants of that. And we thankfully have a transition point here. This right here is a wall, and we knew that we may need to bump it out to account for differences in the masonry at some point. But we ran this as tight as we could to here, and you can see it overlaps the subfloor just a touch. We need to bump this out to be even with the end of the subfloor, and that I just checked with the 8-foot level. That will take us clear to the front with no vertical issues if we stick to that. So that'll give us a nice straight line all the way, because there'll surely be lots of people coming in here and staring down the wall to make sure it's nice and straight. Yeah, I'm sure. But do a good job anyway. And they will be staring at the wall, but they won't be checking how straight it is, because they'll be distracted by the beautiful art in the hard hat gallery. We did have to temporarily take down the exhibition, but we'll have it back up in no time. Gallery curator promises so. It was really dark and gloomy and cloudy and rainy one moment, and then like 10 seconds later, it got really bright. This diffused cloud, this cloud diffused light, there we go. Get my words working. This cloud diffused light, I think, is actually better than direct sunlight. It's kind of even through the space. Wall assembly underway. I gotta measure up and cut the Jackson header and stuff for the doorway now. That, well, that's anybody's guess what that height is with the transom. Well, I don't know what's going on. It just got dark again while I was cutting these 2x10s here to put the header together, and now Dave's not going to be able to see to nail it off.
Make sure to line up.
The camera makes it look a lot brighter than it actually is in here. But it's not raining again. I don't know. Anyway, since this is load bearing, we need a full 2x10 header, of course. And it's 40 inches. So that'll just pop into place here. And actually, I still need to calculate what the length on the jacks are. Those would be helpful, probably, I would think. It looks like it's maybe getting brighter again. I don't know. Birds. Thankfully, the storm's waited long enough to get us out of the job site and home. And decent storm. Seems to be below severe limits, but as you can see, some pretty good wind gusts. We've had a little bit of lightning, but the rain is certainly appreciated. Like I said, it's been droughty here lately, so yeah, if we could pick up a good half-inch out of this, that'd be nice. And thankfully, no leaves on the trees, because even these gusts would maybe cause some problems with catching the wind. And someday, I'm actually going to get a gutter board and gutter on my alley house goals, right? It's January. Too bad this isn't snow. I said the wind gusts were staying below severe limits. I'm not entirely sure. It is harder to tell wind speed in the winter when things don't move as much, but it's pretty hefty. Well, still no damage, so no concern there. But if you had a table on your patio with a umbrella in it, that would maybe be a little problematic. Well, that storm last night must have dumped a lot of water down here, and we're gonna have to do some excavation. Our water letter outer looks to be plugged up with silt, and all these 2x10 offcuts that I thought were way out of the way apparently floated all over. The panel boxes got wet. Tub got wet. Oh no. It's a good thing those are clawfoot tubs. They were above the water level. Must have been a terrible flood down here though. Oh! Ah! Look at that. Let there be light. Yep, it's bad. Very bad.
The tide came up pretty high on it.
I wonder if it lifted that 8x8 and floated it.
It went way back.
It floated that 8x8 onto the top of the tubs. Our real reason we're down here is making sure we grab a big enough piece of subfloor to put a panel box mount over in the crumbling corner store. So we didn't put this one up, but I think we're gonna grab a slightly larger piece to mount it on. This one was a touch tight, but it works.
Sure, give me the heavy spot.
It's not my fault you're down there.
Go that way. Put your helmet back on.
I don't know what you're doing, but
I'm
watch yourself.
Just going back and forth.
Depends how big they are, too. You can get more capacity. Well, but the agitator in the top row, that could be a problem.
Yeah. No, not too far. Well, you're way out of touch. Alright, now it's good. Now it's gotta come an inch back. I think I'm on the line.
Hold that.
I'm
Hold that thought.
I'm holding that thought. I was making sure.
Close enough, at least. pretty simple work here. Just need about a half sheet of subfloor, hang it from the joists, and they'll be able to mount the panels and run the service in. I got our next two plates marked out, and the plaster up here is pretty well bonded still, but there are a lot of nails and stuff in it, so we're just pulling those out so we don't have any conflicts with studs potentially. So a little bit of cleanup to do from that, but nothing like further back from a few episodes ago where we really had to knock a lot of debonded plaster off. So another section of 12 feet, and I guess we'll probably need a couple more after that. Another at least 1.5 after. I don't know. Now I got to measure the height to confirm that we're still continuing along level. If only every wall had no windows or doors, it would go so quick. Looks like some high quality lumber. Time to extend our straight line and lift it up. Next. One tap.
I'm gonna staple the two of them together.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Good.
Not that far. Top stuff, we'll get the top. I don't think so. You gotta hit the nail pin or the bottom board? I think it's hit that chip board on the bottom. Like an eighth of an inch shy. Let's hit that bottom. Look at that nice new strip of wall. So it still needs a double top plate, and it's not really secured to anything, only at the bottom, but that is good enough for the moment. We're gonna jump to this side now, as you can probably tell by the scaffolding being moved over, and work from this chimney forward to the end there at the storefront. We're not going to put any wall sections in here yet until we actually pull the rest of the second floor out. And then we need to get a final determination. There is actually a door behind this. The original plans had that staying in, but it is not needed as secondary egress because that door stays part of the commercial space. So the thought is now, why have another door? Just put a wall across it, and it'll be a fixed panel on the outside. So it'll still look like a door. And there's a bathroom back in this area anyway, so that could kind of potentially shift over a little. We'll see. We'll get that, but that doesn't stop us from working forward here, which after that is up and we get double top plates on each side, we can pull a layout across it and we can start popping in the joists that belong here.
Oops.
Don't damage the box. It's not ours. And again, never fails that there's more demolition work to do. The window trim will be in the way if it's left. So, pretty simple to pull that off. We got all three I'm gonna start measuring up our heights here off of our marks that we previously made. See, in the back there was a little bit of variance side to side. We'll see how that shakes out here. Somebody just likes making messes. Clean up on aisle 3. Well, in comparison to this long stretch, there's a lot of work involved here. 2 windows, so 2 headers, sills, cripples, jacks, kings, all that good fun stuff. But it's all together and, well, presumably fits around those windows. I guess there's one way to find out. I don't know if I feel like picking it up today. Maybe we'll wait till Monday. I don't know. It's basically the end of the day. Either end with an accomplishment of picking it up or give an accomplishment of picking it up to Monday. I'll ponder it for 30 seconds.
Good. Good.
There you go, viewers. There's our decision. Get it done before we leave on Friday. This good. Good satisfaction. Oh, did you feel the nail right there?
Yes, I nailed it.
Satisfaction going into the weekend. Wall's up, but demo guys missed something up there, and we missed it too. I think that's an issue we can solve, though. All right, this, despite our nailer issues, this will close out the week. Back Monday. Need a short section of wall here. Then we can start putting joists up. So, hopefully we have a good weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Stand back.
Nothing.
Okay.
Split the board.
Just cleaned up a little bit there so we can put the last load-bearing wall section in, and then we'll start popping up some more floor joists to carry on with the second floor. We got 20 left, so that gets us 20 feet, but we may hold some back because we're going to knock down the rest of the floor joists that hold the stair assembly there in place and figure out what we need to do to raise that up to the correct level to reuse the stairs with the new floor that's not saggy. What that'll take? Well, we're going to find out, and you can find out with us. But like I said before then, we'll do the last 8-10 feet of 2x4 wall right here. Got one window, so a header section, and then we'll get that connected, plumbed up, all nice and happy. Something like that. Measuring this wall section up, and it's a nice 96 inches. So you can just use an 8-footer for the plates. But in that process, I managed to get the tape measure quite stuck. I'm sure I can just peel it back out, but that's is a tricky spot. I'm gonna need 2 hands. When I said I thought it wouldn't be that difficult to get out, I lied. That was a pain. Let's not do that again. Assembly's going well here, just getting everything crowned correctly, and well, that looks a touch long potentially. I'm gonna have to yell at the layout and cut guy, which is me.
The other one fit perfect.
Yeah, they're the same measurement. It was definitely the cut. I don't think it was the measurement. It was tape measure. Definitely the tape measure. Yeah. Get that back there, and I'll make it too short. I guarantee you, it's gonna be too short now.
Bad tape. I've seen it.
I'll take a saw blade. All right, it's gonna fit. Just use hammer foot. Yep. I thought it was going to be one of those 3 or 4 cut and then come up too short studs. Okay, need some civil, some cripples. Just got to match that.
The only thing I care about is thickness. You dropped the blender right on my fingers. Oh,
Whose fault was that? Trust me.
that's true.
That was easier than the other ball.
Yeah. Still a little bit lighter for 2.
Give it a smack to the back, to the back. The wall,
Not that box. I didn't like that box. I never did like it.
No, it's not ours. It doesn't matter that much. Hammer hands, got it.
Okay.
Now I'm using the proper tool.
Yeah.
Well, and as we said, since these are structural walls, we do need the double top plate. So, got 12 footers staggered 4 feet back. So 1, 2, 3, 4 studs. That's 4 feet at 16 inches on center. So this will take a little bit of alignment as we go. So we'll just get the piece right here. Helps to turn the safety. Oh. All right. And actually, that works since these are joined lower down. We can just hold that. And we should get. So, yeah, when you let that loose, it lets that back out. And that gives us, I'll make sure that is fully aligned as I go. We'll just nail down the line in the same as that one. And then back there, we'll leave that out until we pull those double joists on each side and then infill that with a 12. Well, actually the wall shifts, so that'll just be matching the wall sections there. So 4 feet and 8 feet. So that may need a little bit of a trim there. It probably isn't the full 12 feet because I don't remember what the end there was. It was a little shy, but it'll be relatively close. All right, don't try this at home, kids. Gonna go for a ride. Whee! I like how the street sweeper out there is adding some sound effects for us.
Nope, I keep crashing.
You know, if you weren't so close to the wall.
I gotta be.
Here, help.
There's lumber here.
That's far enough, I think. All right. That takes care of both sides double top plate. Hopefully it's all level side to side. If not, nobody will know the difference. So basically, you're gonna take that and go that way. I'll get that end.
You go
Hopefully I can swing it past this, I'll go up first.
Okay.
And then you'll, as I go there, you can swing back
Yeah.
and go up.
That's the plan.
That's the plan, Stan.
Fireman Sam.
Yep.
Yeah. yeah, it is. Good.
So we set the 5 that we can do up there. Now we're going to put them into their marks and temporarily hold them with the screw. They'll get plenty more, don't worry. And then we're going to get into this disaster. All right, there's 5 up, including the double. Like I said, just temporarily screwed for the moment. They need to be blocked, and we need a bunch more of them, but just we're gonna screw up, so we wouldn't want to walk across these. They would roll over. That'll wrap up. Next time, more joists, more demolition, more fun. Yay! So, thanks for rebuilding with us. Got Dave doing one last thing back there before we get out of here. Little blocking. So thanks for rebuilding with us. If you haven't already done so, a like and a subscription would be really appreciated. Again, thanks for watching. See you next time.